Welcome back. So the ANC Youth League in the Northwest is set to march to Mahikeng today, highlighting a number of critical issues, including youth unemployment, retrenchments in mining and crime. Newly elected Premier Lazarus Mokgosi is expected to receive their memorandum of demands. For a sense of how things are faring, let's bring in our reporter Thabiso Moss, who's watching developments for us. Thabiso, help us distill exactly what this Youth League is asking for. What are some of the practical interventions they're looking at?
Good morning, Ayanda, and our viewers at home. We are here at Muntsiwa Stadium in Mahikeng in the Northwest Province as members of the ANC Youth League in the province have started gathering here at Muntsiwa Stadium before their march around 11 o'clock this morning. There is a litany of demands from the ANC Youth League. They are talking about high youth unemployment in this province. They are talking about, they also want mining houses to stop with their retrenchments in the province. And they are also talking about the issue of land as well as crime. As you have alluded in your introduction, the newly elected Premier of this province, Lazarus Mokgosi, is expected to receive the ANC Youth League's memorandum of demands later this morning after they've marched to the provincial legislature. But I'm now joined by the ANC Youth League in this province, ANC Youth League spokesperson in this province, Thabiso Moss, who is going to speak to us more about their demands and how do they expect the provincial government to deal with those demands or to address those demands. Thabiso, good morning to you. Welcome to SABC News Channel 404. Firstly, what informs this march to the provincial legislature?
No, thank you very much, Thabiso Moss. This march is informed by, as you can see, that youth is gathered here, youth that is despondent, youth that is not in education, youth that is not in training, youth that is unemployed. We as the ANC Youth League, we have taken upon ourselves that we must defend this youth. Now this youth is here, gathered here today to go and deliver what we call a provincial youth demands, which will be in a form of a booklet that will be sent in to the Premier of the Northwest to say to him, Premier Lazarus Mokgosi, please adhere to these demands, because youth now are impatient, youth do not know where to go, and we are the last hope of this youth. Yeah.
But why now? Why are you marching now? Are you looking at the fact that this is the new provincial government? You've got your own expectations as we have just ushered in the new provincial government.
No, we are not giving the African National Congress a blank check. The reason why we are marching at the start of this seventh administration, it is precisely because we want the ANC to take our demands to start afresh with this particular term. We don't want to come after 5 years and say that the ANC did nothing. We want to start fresh with the Premier. We want him to work with us from start to finish, because we have seen that many times we leave things to chance. Now we want to give him his demand so that when he shapes government policy, he shapes it according to what the young people want.
And one of your leaders is there, the provincial chairperson of the ANC, is part of the provincial executive council of this province, Mahikeng, is the MEC for community safety and transport management. What is he going to do to push issues of young people as part of the provincial executive?
No, you know, we have formulated as the ANC Youth League from national that we want MECs from each and every province, provincial chairperson to be MECs. We've got clear policy positions, like for example, scrapping of experience in entry-level posts. We want MECs to create jobs. We want MEC to create safer environment for our communities. We want him to stop drugs, which are currently a thorn in our communities. So he's going to do that, of course, assisted by us, the ANC Youth League. We're going to be hand in hand with him, working this journey with him, because we've got full confidence that all these challenges that we'll be raising today, he knows them, he has lived them, he's still living them. It is his reality, so he knows what to do, and we'll be there with him together with the provincial executive of this province.
But in practical terms, if you look at the situation in the province, province, even the country at large, the economic growth is very low. This province, the economic growth is expected to be at about 1.5% per annum up until 2026. And if you look at the mining sector, has been retrenching people since the start of this year, talking about high operational costs and stuff like that. So practically, do you think that, and you look at the number of people that are not working in this province, just over 50%, practically, are you hopeful that we will see the provincial government with the private sector addressing the unemployment rate, the issue of unemployment?
The private sector and the public sector, which is government, have a joint responsibility of resolving the crisis of our country. We have been saying that South Africa actually is part of many countries in Africa that has actually been deindustrializing, meaning that we have not been building industries. And we know that for any economy to thrive, we must industrialize. So we've got special economic zones there in the Bojanala district. We want also our government to build a special economic zone in Mahikeng. We've got factories from Babelegi to Mahikeng. Those factories must work. That is where young people must go and work. We must industrialize our province. We must create employment. We must stop importing raw materials. We must export them as finished goods.
Are you going to give the provincial government timelines or timeframes as far as your demands are concerned?
No, of course, we're going to give them a timeline. Unfortunately, I can't tell you a timeline now because we're still going to deliver that booklet to them. But that booklet will have clear timelines and timeframes, and it will have even how we want it will have strategies on how we want to move. So we are going to give them timelines. We're not just going to deliver something and expect them to even answer us maybe during their 5th year. No, we're going to give them timelines, and we're going to make sure that we monitor progress, and we'll come back to these young people and tell them what is the progress and everything.
Thank you so much, Tsepo.
No, thank you for your time.
That's the ANC Youth League spokesperson here in the Northwest Province, Tsepo Motomi, talking to us about the litany of demands as we anticipate that march to the provincial legislature around 11 this morning. And as we know that the newly elected Premier Lazarus Mokgosi is expected to receive that march, that memorandum of demands from the ANC Youth League, Tsepo telling us that they are going to give the provincial government clear timelines and time frames as far as those demands are concerned, talking about opening of factories, employing young graduates, especially teachers who are not working in this province. And with that, Ayanda is back to you in studio.
Right, Thabiso Moss, thanks very much indeed. We'll see how that all unfolds. Thabiso Moss is our reporter live to us there from Mahikeng in the Northwest.